Now, I know this is a little bit of a strange video because this is just a little update video and I'm titling it, "This has to stop." But it is true that this has to stop, and that is because when it comes to this channel, I've always thought that I could grow it out into something that would be like a full-time career, a full-time thing. And I always hoped that I would be able to support myself fully through my music and through the things that I do online. But unfortunately, that is just not true anymore. Or realistically, that has never really been true. It's never really grown to the size where I could really call it just like a full-time stable income. And what that means is that I'm currently looking for a part-time job next to the channel so that I can just get a little bit more income. But as you can imagine, that is also going to take away time from this channel. So that is going to impact the kind of content that I'm uploading and just the frequency of content that I'm uploading. I still haven't found anything yet, so I cannot talk about actual details and exactly how many hours I'm going to be working for my job, which I now no longer can work on the channel. So there are some changes going to come, and I also want to use this time to just optimize my channel a bit. When I say that, I can go into the details and I can also show you the cause of why I'm making this decision. And you can see, like, it looks like the channel is growing. If you just look at the lines of views, if you just look at it going up here, you can see, like, yeah, it is growing. But as you can see, it's already 24.6K less than usual. So it's growing from a dip. You can see that over the last year, it has been pretty much stable. Every once in a while, you have a short that really pops off and that just goes up a little bit. But generally speaking, it has been like okay and stable. It has never really been growing more and more and more. But over the last few months, you can see it's just going down more and more. And yeah, I still had one more popular short on January 11th, but after that, it has just been a dip and only now am I starting to recover. So this channel is just a little bit stagnant in my opinion, and I have tried everything. I'm still going to be trying to do more, of course, because it is my passion, because it is the thing that I love doing. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm giving up on this YouTube channel. In fact, later on in this video, you'll see how much of a misassumption that is with the content that is going to come out very, very soon. But while I still love doing the channel and still love doing all of the videos and everything that comes with that, I still have to acknowledge the fact that I'm just not making enough money from this YouTube channel to just live the life that I want to live. Like, I would love to travel to festivals more, I would love to travel more in general, but currently, for example, I don't own a car because I simply cannot pay for it. Another thing that I've wanted to do for the longest time is invest in my DJ skills and get myself a real console so that I can practice at home and get rid of the anxiety that I'm feeling in order to perform live. As you can imagine, that would be like an actual investment that I could make, because I could then start thinking about making some money by playing actual sets. But unfortunately, in order to practice with those club consoles, with those CDJ consoles, you either need to buy them, which are very, very expensive. Of course, that is an investment then, and I would be willing to make such an investment, but I would need to find the funds for that. Or I would need to go to somebody else that has them, and usually those people ask also money for that. I have seen a facility somewhere in Milan where you can go and just practice for an afternoon with the CDJs. They just let you lend them there. But also that is 250 euros, which is not something that I just have laying around. So my point really is I want to take this channel smarter and work a little bit smarter with my music career and invest in it a little bit more. And in order to do so, you just need to have a basic minimum income, which means that all of your bills are paid, and then the channel and all of the products that I sell and all of that kind of stuff is going to actually be useful for investments into my actual music career. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about the changes that I'm going to be making. For one, I've turned on the channel memberships. This is going to give you basically the same benefits as my Patreon service, but of course it's going to be right here on YouTube and it is integrated into the YouTube system. That does mean that I can also offer you one extra benefit, which is going to be the replays of the live streams, which from now on are going to be locked behind this. Meaning that if you enjoy the feedback streams and you submit your tracks there and you don't have the time to actually watch them live, you will have to become a channel member in order to see the live stream replay. And this is just one of the small improvements that I'm making. I'm also doing things like updating my descriptions, updating bios and all of that kind of stuff. I'm once again going through all of my editing workflow and seeing if I can change stuff there. I've also started multi-streaming my live streams to Twitch. So if you're more of a Twitch user and you've always wanted to catch my live streams over on Twitch, you can do that now as well. And as you can imagine, in the future, I'm going to invest time into finding out what that actually does from the channel and seeing if there's even more platforms that I should be on and all of that kind of stuff. In general, I'm just going to change a little bit the way that I'm thinking about content on my YouTube channel and how I make it. And one of the ways that you can help me with that is by filling out the survey that I have linked in the description. As you can see, there's just a few different questions over here, which are multiple choice. And then I have some short text answers over here, which are 250 characters. So nothing too crazy up until we get towards the end here, where you can see there's a whole bunch of different questions. I don't necessarily want you to answer all of these questions. I just want you to write a little bit on what you see over here. Of course, you can answer all of the questions if you want to, but I don't want to, of course, put any pressure on you that you have to write a whole, paragraph of text for each of these questions. That wouldn't really be fair to ask that of your time. But if you're willing to help me with this survey, that would be extremely appreciated because, of course, all of this information is really useful for me to know when I'm making changes to the channel. The final thing that I have to talk about in this announcement video is what is going to happen in March. Now, you guys really liked Sound Design September, so I've devised a new series which is going to be March Mixing Madness. And yes, it is going to be in a similar vein in that I'm going to be posting a video every single day. I'm already pre-recording a lot of those. And it's just going to be a small, maybe 10-minute video about a simple trick or a simple mindset thing in regards to mixing, which means that March is going to be the month in which I'm going to be focusing purely on mixing. And that is a good thing because I'm also currently in the works of making the final mixes for my album. So even that is getting closer and closer to release dates. And I hope that despite the developments of me having to take a step back and actually use a lot of my time for a part-time job, I can still get it out as originally planned in the spring of 2025. So that's everything that I want to talk about. I know that this is maybe a little bit of an uncertain period. I also don't know what it means for myself. Of course, I still don't know what job am I going to get, how many hours am I going to have to invest in that other job, and what does that actually mean for the channel content. Even now, I'm quite scared taking on a project like March Mixing Madness and also taking on some other things that I'm not sure if I should do that. I'm not sure if I should have the time to actually take care of those things. Of course, with those things, there's also going to be a part of the income that is going to come. If I do a nice video series that works really well, my income is going to go up. So just a little bit of a tumultuous period in the channel, and I hope that you guys still stick around and that you guys are still supporting. And hopefully somewhere in the future I can figure out how this YouTube game actually works and just get back to doing full-time YouTubing or doing full-time music. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, which is just going to be a normal tutorial again. And then of course in March there's going to be my mixing series, so I hope to see you then. Bye bye.